back to the rental renovation webisodes. Welcome back to part 2 of the primary bedroom makeover and part 2 of the DIY. Part 2 of the DIY wall situation. There we go. Good lord. Literally starting this exactly where I started the last webisode in terms of DIYing the walls up and whatnot, but we are ready to start painting and complete the walls hopefully today. As I kind of mentioned in my last video, which if you haven't watched, go back and watch it because it will explain everything that's going on here. I split the videos into 2, so I just kind of dedicated like part 1 to a whole beadboard process, and then this part is more going to just be adding the colour, gotta add a bit of clickbait in there to get you watching the next one. So we're going to paint the walls, and then I figured I'd round this out with a couple of other things that are kind of wall associated, but also just some general things that like I don't quite know where I'd fit them in. So I'm kind of making this into a bit of a finish off webisode, and also just like a general little vlog that kind of talks about the other things that are going on in the makeover. So as I mentioned today, literally as I'm filming this is the day after I finished the last webisode. I am painting the walls today. That's all I'm going to do, is just paint these walls so we can get the bedroom somewhat back to where it was, because it's not fun camping on the floor in a mattress. I realise it's not a young person's game, but we're going to get those sorted out. And then the other things that I want to do in this vlog, so this will be up to next week, because then these videos will be going out the week after as you're watching them. Timelines are all a bit ski-whiffy, but I want to install the picture light in the wall where we've got the gap. I want to get the new curtains up, which are downstairs. Hubby's going to be building the IKEA bedside tables that I got the other day maybe, I don't know where we are in timeline, but they're going to go back into situation. And then I want to spray paint. I don't think you can see it, no you can't. There's that vase over there that I got, the ginger jar, that I've been meaning to spray paint white forever and just haven't found time, and that will be happening today. And then I don't think there's any other little things wall situation wise that I want to do. Maybe get a few prints and stuff. Obviously have to put the mirror back up on the wall there. So where am I pointing to? Do that. Maybe look at some artwork. Certainly want to put some artwork where the pitch light's going to go, but I need to know what the mantle is and stuff like that. Which, speaking of the mantle, so in my kind of first video on this, which was a very chatty vlog, so I do appreciate if none of you ever watched that because it was a very long vlog, I talked about a lot of the stuff that I wanted to thrift in this space. So I wanted to thrift a wooden fire mantle surround, because obviously we can't put a fireplace in here, but I thought a mantle would be good just on the chimney breast to bring it interest. Want to find that. Want to thrift a freestanding mirror for this space, and there's something else that I've been looking at. I can't remember, but I'm going to kind of amalgamate those little bits into a separate vlog on sort of me selling stuff and how I buy stuff, and just a general Facebook marketplace thrifting tip situation. Maybe I'll take you to some vintage stores, see if there's anything that I might want to get for the space. You guys seemed to like it last time, so it's always good to do a little refresher of them in case you haven't checked out those vlogs previously. So that will be coming up very shortly. And then I guess the main big DIY videos that will be coming up will be doing the headboard once the fabric gets here, and then the wardrobe situation, which that will definitely be a part 1 and part 2. So you've got another like kind of situation coming up there. So let's not put off any longer getting painting ready. I'm going to kick the dog out. He wants to play, but I'm going to have to kick him out because we don't want dog hair in the paint. And I'll sit down and we'll finally reveal, well, you'll see what colour it is anyway from the thumbnail, but let's talk colours. Let's pretend you haven't seen that and let me finally reveal the wall colour to you guys. Okay, sitting down on the floor time. So, got all my paint supplies here. I've got a brush, which I was told this was the best brush for wallpaper, just a nice fluffy brush. I've got several different size paint brushes. Sorry, that's a roller. I've got several different paint brushes to do sort of the trim work and whatnot. I also bought myself a very sexy angle brush, to be very fine with all that stuff. This is the paint tray. Usually I have like a liner in here. I don't have any liners, so it's going to be a messy paint tray. And then I have this really cool lid situation. So the idea being you can flip it, and then obviously that will keep the paint dried and not dry. You know what I mean, wet, there we go. It won't let it dry out, but I use this to host the paint on. So what paint colour did I go for? So this is the tin I went for. So the testers that I was playing with were, oh, we're not focused. There we go, guys. Also, just on a side note, I apologise if you can hear a lot of noise outside. Apparently we're all having a DIY day. Opposite next door neighbours are getting their windows redone. Neighbours are working on the roof. We're at it today in terms of home improvement. But yes, paint wise. So I was playing around with a lot of samples really in terms of colours that I wanted. Originally I was going to go for like a beigey white colour, like a taupey colour, and just found that I didn't like any of them. And then I took the plunge and thought maybe I'll go for a colour. And the only ones that me, other half and I could really agree on kind of colour wise that we both liked was green. So I picked up 2 samples, one by mistake, but that was definitely a write-off when I saw that colour. It was just not going to happen. And I put it to a poll on my Instagram stories, which is linked down below if you want to go and check out like kind of full there, because you will see sneak peeks and whatnot of what's going on. More on Instagram stories than on here. You get more detailed here, but you get sneak peeks over there. But yes, I put the poll up on my Instagram stories about which colour I should go for. Oh my god, whenever I do these stories, everyone comes out and votes, and I'm just like, it was neck and neck for a while, and I was like, someone needs to break the pattern here and charge ahead. But I'm glad that everyone went for the colour that I wanted to go for. I did like both, don't get me wrong, but one of them was extremely bold, and I'm not a person that does colour. Like, I'm scared of it. If you can't tell, I'm a neutral girly. So the one that I liked, I mean, both of them were gorgeous, but one of them was extremely bold and one of them was just like kind of subtle. Thankfully everyone, majority went with the subtle one, and that was Lichen. So it was between Clark Green and Farrow, both cute colours. Both I think I'd probably use in my forever home in some capacity, we shall see, but Lichen was the winner here. Now bearing in mind, Lichen is still quite bold for me, which is a strange thing to say, but it's like embracing a colour in the room when I'm so used to living in a white space, if that makes sense. So I am a little bit nervous to put colour on here. The last time I painted kind of like a major room in our home, a colour was like the living room downstairs when I painted it green and immediately regretted it and painted it back white within the space of 2 weeks. So I'm a bit nervous that might happen here, but in all honesty, paint is paint. You can paint over it. It's just colour, it's reversible, you know, it's fine. If it's really horrific, I can go back again, but hopefully I will like this one. So as you can tell, this is not a Farrow tin. Farrow is a great brand to have, but the paint is expensive to buy, especially when it's not a home that you permanently live in. Valspar is really good. If you go to any B&Q, you'll see a lot of these, like where they do paint matches. Valspar paint matches to Farrow colours. Now originally what I got told was that they didn't match identical to the Farrow paint colours. They matched to the closest sample on their database of paints that they already have to the Farrow one. So I know a lot of people say it's, well, used to say it wasn't a great match thing because it wasn't like getting the exact match, it was just finding the exact sample that matched them. Since then, what I found is that they actually do custom colours, and this Lichen that they have on file is a 97% match to the Farrow paint. Obviously it can never be 100%, but 97 is not bad. The woman basically said it could be a little darker, it could be a little lighter, and I thought, well, as long as it's just got that same kind of base colour, which is that kind of green with a bit of grey but warmth in it, I'm happy. So picked up the paint. I personally went for a mid sheen. Normally I go for more of a matte colour on the walls, or the white is matte on the walls, but mid sheen just gives it a little bit of durability. Particularly I'm thinking in this little bit here, because it's right where the door is, right where people pass through. I don't want people walking past a matte colour and it just kind of scraping off and stuff. Also kind of around here, you know, there's things like pushing stuff against the walls, and you know, it's not a high traffic area, but it's still got some traffic moving through it, so I wanted to make sure it had a little bit of durability. I went for the 2.5 litre. I hope this is enough for the space. The guy figured I might need 5 litres, and I just thought that is so much, and if I go for 5 litres and like half the tin is still there, I'm going to be really annoyed. But I think this should be fine. If not, I can always buy another litre of paint. I can always buy another 2.5 litres. We can see. We'll see where we get there with everything. So what does it say on here? Right. Dries to touch in about an hour under normal conditions. Allow 2 to 4 hours between coats. It does not say when it's fully dried. So I reckon, let's do some timings on this. If I start now, it's nearly 11 o'clock. I reckon I'll get this done by 1:30. Leave it a couple of hours, brings me to 3:30. Don't let anyone come in this room until late this evening. We should be in a good position to move the bed back, you know, to the original position with a headboard later on this evening. So I am gonna get myself prepped. I am not doing any sort of taping of anything or anything like that. I'm just going to move really slowly, really carefully. I've got my laptop up here. I'm going to set it up in the corner. I'm going to put on one of my favourite content creators, moving vlogs. I don't know about you guys, I love a moving vlog playlist. So I'm just going to play that in the background while I do this work, take my time and go for it. So let's get started. Say, for all the hassle the wallpaper gave me when putting it on, it sure does paint beautifully. This is the first coat of this corner. I've not used a lot of paint and it is quite saturated. Definitely will need like 2 coats, but I'm optimistic. I mean, I've still got all this to do and this beast, so we shall see. Sorry if I made you dizzy there, but I'm already loving it. Just against that pine door, she's looking good. Oh, I'm so excited. Contemplating whether or not this will get painted that colour as well. Usually I would also do the trim and around the door frames. I'm not going to do that for a rental home, but normally I would. But I'm definitely like, oh, do I match the door up, or will it just be too much of a big colour considering we've got the chimney behind us? Who knows? Anyway, I'm going to set up here, do that tiny little corner, and then get on with the rest of the room. But yeah, making good pace. Like I said, it's going on nicely. Confident. I'm excited. Just over an hour of painting and we've got up to here, so I feel like we're making good progress. I have found that the roller, which has been ceremoniously dumped there, it wasn't giving a great finish, or the finish that I wanted. I found it a lot easier just to paint with a paintbrush, so it's taken me a little bit longer, but I'm liking the finish more. Coverage wise, it's really good. Obviously it's a little patchy, but it's the first coat. What did we expect? That side is pretty much getting there drying wise. That probably is more touch dry considering it was at the beginning. Sorry, I lost my train of thought there. So I'm just on this corner bit here. So hopefully in the next hour I'll get this bit done, that bit done, and then, I mean, I'm counting this as its own beast. But really liking it so far. It's really interesting because when I turn to this corner you can really see the saturation of the green there, but in different lights it looks more sagey. It's just a really nice colour. I don't even think it's sagey, it's something else. thyme, another herb, but I am really, really happy with the colour and the progress that I'm making on here. I need another coffee. Let's go and get a coffee break. Let's actually walk around, get the blood flowing, and then we'll continue painting. Okay, first coat done. It is 2:30, so this took me an hour longer than I expected it to take, but look how incredible it is. I'm so happy. It feels so cozy in here, so inviting. Oh, it just feels everything. Like, this is beautiful. It feels very echoey in here, even though it's got furniture, but it just feels gorgeous. Let me give you a tour, but I'm already obsessed with like how this room is going to come together. So obviously you know this bit behind me, but this is the crowning jewel. It's really hot. Do not touch the walls out. There we go. That is the chimney. There is a little bit where I went up on the trim, so Lee is going to go in with the white paint. I got a little tester of pure white paint from the DIY store yesterday, just so we can do, like, obviously there's some little bits there that need doing and whatnot, and just general little ones around the house. So the agreement is he's going to go and do all the white bits, and also he doesn't know it yet, but he's peeling off all the paint tape because I cannot be bothered, and I'm pretty sure it's going to take some, oh god, hang on, I'm just going to step back because I was just flicking, as you can see in the mirror, flicking my ponytail around. I was like, if you get on that paint. But yeah, he's going to take all that off because I'm pretty sure once he removes the tape, some of the white will come off. But it's beautiful and I just love it. I mean, that is already stunning. Now, I bought new curtains, but now I'm kind of loving that colour against it, so who knows. But I can't wait to put the desk back in that corner and make my little vanity situation done. Now, in all honesty, this side of the room, I'm pretty sure is touched, like coat dried, because if I started at 11, I don't know how many hours that is, someone will have to tell me, but pretty sure this is ready for technically a recoat. I mean, it's touch dry. So you can see, it's really hard to see on camera, it's drying darker, but still love it. Again, ignore those bits because Lee's going to come in with his little paintbrush and do them for me. So technically, I could probably start on this side of the room again and do a second coat. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to go off for an hour, stretch my leg. Oh, you can't even see. There we go. Should we focus you over here? There we go. Yeah, what I'm going to do is, actually, let me just talk to you guys 1 second. Sorry about that, guys. As I was saying, technically could start painting now because by the time I kind of start my way around the room, it'll probably be like hitting that time frame of when like it's ready for a recoat in between the 2 hours. But I am going to go and stretch my legs. I'm going to go and change, because obviously this is not dog walking attire, although it will literally be similar. I actually can't get to any of my dog walking attire stuff because everything's in front of the window, but I'm going to just put on some gym gear and my wax jacket, or gilet actually, because it's quite sunny outside. And this is actually quite a good thing. It's cloudy, but there's light coming through, so you can see it feels a bit, it doesn't feel gloomy anymore, if that makes sense. Like, the white looks a bit gloomy, but the green is just making it really nice and cozy, so it doesn't feel gloomy and dreadful in here like it usually does when it's this type of light. So I can't wait to see it in full summer, and I can't wait to see it on a proper gloomy day as to like how cozy it feels. But as I was saying, I'm gonna go for a dog walk. Sorry, I went around the houses there. But yeah, gonna go for a dog walk and then get back to painting it when I get back. I just feel, let's go stretch our legs, let's get some vitamin D, some sun on our, well, as much as I'll let sun on my face, you know me, guys. But yeah, let's take a little break. I may pick you back up today, I may not. I'm not gonna lie. Do you really want to see me do a second coat, or would you just rather wait until I next pick up the camera when it's fully done? I'll decide. But yeah, I will see you guys in a bit. Okay guys, this is a good spot. This is a good spot. Okay, hi guys, it is a week later since I spoke to you, and the room has been completed with the paint. I have been slowly warming up to this colour. I'm not gonna lie, when I first put it on I was like, I've made a terrible mistake, like this is not it. But yeah, slowly living in it, I've realised it's not that scary at all, and it's actually really, really nice with the different lights. We've had like really gloomy weather and it's looked great in it. We've had really nice sunshine, it's looked great in it. It's a bit too early at the moment. I've tried to take some photographs, but it is far too early for me to do that, which is annoying because I'm like, I'm ready for photographs and videos, but it's just a bit too dark in here. So I'm gonna have to wait a couple more hours for that to happen. But yeah, we are there. I've hung up some art and I've got much to catch up with you on, so let me give you a little guided tour of the room, and then yeah, let's end this vlog. So hey Dash, once again walking into the room. You've got this lovely little vignette here looking beautiful, and then the colour stretches from this bit of the wall all the way around, and yep, all the way up there, which is just the most impressive thing to look at. Yes, there's a gap there. It's going to get covered with the wardrobe very, very soon. I'm really happy with it. I'm glad I went with this colour. It's added something. Definitely when I add in the curtains, it's going to just pop even more. It's much better here where the light is shining on it, which is unusual because this is usually the dull corner. Oh, you modelling, my dear. I put some artwork up. So I've got this one and one behind me. Annoyingly, these were much more like rich in the photo and very much more brown earthy tones, and I thought they'd be perfect for the space. They've come out very grey, green and blue, which is not the worst thing in the world, but you know, I was wanting to get that warmth in there. Also went for these bedside tables, bought them brand new instead of thrifting them. I am obsessed with them. They add so much storage, but they really just stretch this whole space off. A lot of people, I think, when they have like a small room, go for small furniture, and you should go for as large as possible that doesn't like, you know, stop you being, functioning in the room. So this, because of how big they are and they stretch, you know, wall to wall, it's really just made this space so much bigger, and I can't wait to work on the headboard, which is literally what we're about to work on. Lamps coming soon. I'll talk more about those in a bit. Put this over here with the mirror up, looking great. This is the other picture again. It was meant to be a bit more brown. It's actually looking more brown on camera, but there's very much green tones. This picture needs moving up, but quite frankly, I'm gonna have to move it up anyway when I sort out the gorgeous, gorgeous light, which is there in place. And yeah, this is kind of where we've got up to with the room makeover so far. Okay, putting you back in this spot, which is going to disappear soon, so I don't know where I'm going to film when it's done. So yeah, as I mentioned, picture needs moving, which I am going to do anyway, because the first thing is I'm getting a fireplace surround delivered. I found one on Facebook Marketplace, went to attempt to pick it up yesterday, it just doesn't fit in Margot. So she's kindly said she will deliver it when her other half is in our area. I've texted her, but she's not responded back. I don't really want to be troublesome, but I'm a bit like, hopefully she's not ghosting me, because it's perfect. And it does need a little bit of TLC, so it's definitely going to be a makeover video. It's just got very old faded paint on it, so we definitely need to scrape that off and, like, you know, strip it. I am thinking of doing more of a natural wood one here rather than painting it. Part of me wanted to bring in more of like white elements. I'm going to see anyway once I strip it, like where it looks and stuff like that. I'm also contemplating whether or not to build out a faux kind of surround. So obviously it will sit next to the skirting board, so there'll be a bit of a gap. But my thinking is that I might make myself a little heath and a little platform for it to sit on, and then that will be flush against the wall, and then just do a bit of a back on it. It won't be such like a huge thing, it'll just be like a little box thing, and I think this will be a good project for me in regards to scrap wood that we've got downstairs. I also have tons of like contact paper like available, so I can use that all up in order to sort of like make it look like faux marble, which again, if I went for like the wood with the faux marble, I think it would really just bring in some tones and that kind of lightness on such a big chunky wall. So yeah, there's that project. Like I said, just waiting for her to text me back to say they're on the way or whatever's happening. Like I say, fingers crossed she does build it, because I do really like it. So the picture will have to move up anyway once that's done. But the picture also has to come down anyway, because installed the light. First time ever doing with this. I was so proud. Unfortunately, I was filming it but didn't realise the battery died, so you don't get much from me, but please enjoy these little clips of me really making sure that I got the correct wires where they were needing to be. Okay, red to brown, black to blue, 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 red to brown, black to blue. Don't get yourself hurt, 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 don't get yourself hurt. Come on, show me off that last bit of red cable cord. Don't get yourself hurt, don't get yourself hurt, don't get yourself hurt. So the reason why I kept saying that was because, and I can't even remember it now in my head, this is like how bad it is our wiring system is old. So we only have 2 wires, we don't have an earth wire. So it's trying to remember which of the red and the black wire goes to which one. I think off the top of my head, it's black to brown, red to blue, I think. Who knows? Unfortunately, the light doesn't work. I've got it all the way up and yeah, it doesn't work. I believe the reason is because I've knocked it out. There's a lot of like excess wire behind it, and I think what I need to do is go and get some wire cutters and stripper up thing and make the cable shorter that is poking out of it. I am going to need 2 people though, which is why this is going to be a project tomorrow when Lee is not working. So definitely it's one for 2 people, but I am proud that I managed to turn the electrics off and do all this stuff, and I didn't, you know, burn the house down or start a fire or shock myself. So I am very proud that it's turned out as it is, and it looks great. Like, just hoping it turns on so we've got some softer lighting in here. So there's that kind of the chimney wall, which is the bit that needs kind of working on. Nothing in that corner there at all apart from the vase, which I'm going to do today. I'm going to go and do some garden work, sort out the front garden bit, and then hopefully it will be light enough for me to film in here. I'm just telling you about my day at this point. But whilst that's doing it, I am going to set up some of the cardboard that we have outside, and I'm going to spray paint it and let it dry because it's meant to be a very sunny, dry day. So hopefully we can get that kind of sorted today, and then that's kind of one project ticked off. I'm not going to show you, but if you really want to know my spray painting techniques, look at any of my DIY projects that involve spray painting. They're all in like kind of the DIY projects playlist. Lamp wise, so we're missing 1 lamp. It's in the script, it doesn't work, it has never worked, which is annoying. So I just went to skip that one. I'm probably going to donate to a charity shop once I get the new lamps. The new lamps I've got are Ralph Lauren lamps. So I was having a little Google Facebook Marketplace search, and I found 2 lamps for £80. And I was like, I've got to have them. The only problem as such is that she lives in North Shields, which is about a 2-hour drive away, which is not something that I can just do on a whim. Like, I'm prepared to go places, but 2 hours one way, so it's a 4-hour round trip, it's not a good use of time or petrol, even though the cost of it plus what I'd be buying the lamps for would equal pretty much just like, you know, less than one of the lamps at full price. So what I am doing is I'm actually heading up that area for work anyway. In time you see this, it will be a week today. So I'm actually going to be in Sunderland, which is not that far off, for work. So I just sort of said, look, I'm very interested, but can I pick them up later rather than today? So she's still holding them, so I should be getting them. She's a bit like, I'm going to keep the list on in case you change your mind. I'm like, love, not changing my mind about these lamps. I am definitely coming for them. So they will be in place probably the next time you see the next video. I'll show them off, and if not showing them off on here, they'll definitely be showed off on Instagram, so make sure you're following me there. So they are some bits I need to do. So as I said, I'm going to do a bit of gardening work. I have a DIY project to do, which is the headboard, which I will be filming. Oh, is that a text message? Nope, it's not. I'm desperate for this fireplace. But yeah, so we need to do the headboard. That's going to be the next project I'm filming. And then after that, it's going to be a bit of a quiet week, and then all hell breaks loose kind of Wednesday. So the day after you're watching, no, the day after, yeah, the day after you're watching this, the day before. So I'm going to be in a situation. When you're watching this video, just know there is a lot of stuff going on. I literally just ordered the packs wardrobes to be delivered on the Wednesday, start work on Thursday. So by Sunday, I should have completed everything, but you guys won't see stuff for a while, sorry. I know it's a bit teasy. So for me, I have to get the chest of drawers on Facebook Marketplace so we can get them out of the room. I need to figure out what I'm doing with this full length mirror. There's just a few things where I just need to kind of make space for things to come in. So that's that. But relatively, it's a quiet weekend, she says, probably jinxing herself. But yes, just kind of getting things done and dusted. I'm going to leave this vlog here. You've seen the room. I will link the blog post down below so you can see kind of the full pictures that hopefully I will take soon once there's more light in this space. Just wait a couple more hours. It's still very early. It's not even 10 o'clock, so we've got time. But yeah, I'm going to link everything down below so you can kind of see things in full details and just kind of reiterate my honest thoughts about the wallpaper and the colours and stuff like that. So that's all down there. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up. Let me know in the comments below which next part of the makeover you're looking forward to. And yeah, have a lovely rest of your day and rest of your week, and I will see you guys very, very soon. Bye.